Disclaimer. We are interested in everything and experts in nothing. We enjoy learning, but get it wrong sometimes. We mean no disrespect, and if we mess up, kindly correct us. Let's take this ride together, unless your intention is to cause harm or distress, in which case, with utmost haste, fuck right off.
Okay, we're good.
Episode 16.
Yay!
And we are recording this via Zoom due to quarantine because my youngest tested positive. So the audio might be a little wonky on this one. That's why.
Yes, but that's okay. We do what we can. Although the audio might be a little different too because I got the brand new sound dampening curtains for Christmas.
Sound dampening curtains.
So I'm hoping that we're going to hear less click, 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 click of little paws in the kitchen in the background.
You never know.
Find out.
We'll find out.
So,
all right, so episode 16 is mine.
Yep.
And I am doing fainting goats.
Yes, I am so excited. I did not know you were doing this until you shared the info for the webpage, and I was super excited.
I mean, I was excited just to be able to have an excuse to look up many, many things about fainting goats, so I was quite happy. So we shall start from an excerpt from National Geographic, and we will post the video. Yeah,
don't start yet. Do you have the screaming goat
with me? No, it's downstairs.
Oh, okay.
I should have brought it up.
That's okay. Go ahead.
I'll get it for our next one.
Okay.
So we're going to start out with a quote from National Geographic, and we'll post the video that it goes along with. So a porch swing proved to be too much for Ricky the goat, who comically collapsed in fright at his Ohio home after experiencing the sudden motion. The video was shot by the goat's owner, David Tannehill, and shows Ricky and his sister Lucy playing in the yard. When Lucy jumps onto the swing, causing it to rock towards Ricky, the latter stiffens and keels over in fright. His temporary paralysis lasts only a few moments before he jumps back up unfazed. Our tan goat, Lucy, has only fainted 2 or 3 times since we got her, but Ricky faints a couple times a week, Tannehill told Cater's News. They just get up and shake it off. And we will absolutely post the link for the video because it is fabulous. And I'm not going to lie, I watched it like 10 times.
Oh, I hope you're going to go here. I hope you're going to explain it. But I just can't help thinking what on earth could be the evolutionary advantage to this? Like, I know possums play dead, but I mean, this is something we did to goats, right? Like, this is like a pug thing.
Yes and no. This is not a pug thing. However, this is a genetic abnormality. This is not something that they developed in the wild. Because I had the same thought. Because I'm thinking mountain goats, right? Or goats in the wild that are often found on mountains. Some bird pops up from a bush and they're like, fall down the mountain.
Happen.
No. So it is specific to this breed, and it is a genetic abnormality. It is not something that is an evolutionary thing, or if it is, we don't know what evolution was thinking.
All right, I'll try to be patient.
Yes, to say that goats are fainting is a misnomer because the animals never actually lose consciousness. They're completely conscious the whole time. And most animals experience fear by receiving a chemical rush that triggers a fight or flight response. We have that.
Yeah.
One theory for why fainting goats lock up when frightened is a cell mutation called myotonia congenita that inhibits them from receiving the muscle moving chemical. So in other words, instead of responding normally, their muscles seize up and they fall over. And it's adorable. This is not painful for the goat, which is probably the most important. Yes, but I am certain there are times where they lay there and think, fucking really?
Again? I mean, I would. This is a really inconvenient quirk.
This is not a fun quirk. So this breed is called the myotonic goat or Tennessee fainting goat.
Oh, it's
And
from
it is an
Tennessee?
American, originally.
Oh,
Well, we'll get there.
okay, sorry.
It is an American breed of meat goat, which meat? Yes. Like, there are 3 categories of domestic goats. There are goats bred for meat, there are goats bred for milk, and there are goats bred for fiber, which think of a cashmere sweater.
Oh, I did not know people ate goats in
They
America.
Do.
Really? Or
they do. I know a lot of Caribbean cultures have goat, and I know there's a lot of goat in African meals, also Indian. So goats are often eaten. Although I too did not realize that in America there was such a call for goat meat, because I've never been in a restaurant or anywhere and seen goat meat on the menu.
I haven't. And I know that you go places with more exotic meats on the menu, which obviously, me being who I am as a human, I've not touched. But you can get alligator, or you can get steak or whatever, and like that exists. But I don't think people are
actively
the idea
searching
that we're
for it,
breeding a whole like domestic group for it.
Apparently, it's enough that they have 3 categories for domestic goats that are pretty booming industry.
Meat goat. All right.
Meat goat. Yep. So it is technically a classification of meat goat. Like, obviously that's not their scientific classification, but that's what this breed would be for.
Right. Like,
technically,
we've got dairy cows.
Right. And you've got meat cows.
Right. But I mean, everybody's heard of beef and steak. And I mean,
right.
It's
everywhere more common in American other
cuisine.
Countries. American cuisine. I personally have not seen goat on the menu, but I'm not sure demographically where. I should have looked that up, but I didn't. I just realized that I myself would never ever eat goat.
That would be because you love goats. That would be
I do so much. I do so much.
That makes sense.
I mean, cows are cute, but they're stupid in their assholes. So I mean, there's a line. Goats are also assholes, but I never see a goat and think lunch. I see a goat and think, oh, little fat belly, I want to squeeze.
No,
but I have problems.
It. No,
so
we both have problems.
Technically, a meat goat. Moving on.
All right. Sorry.
It is characterized. It's okay.
I was so
Mitonia,
thrown. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Mitonia congenita is how, as we mentioned before, it's a hereditary condition that may cause it to stiffen or fall over when startled. It may also be known as a fainting goat, falling goat, stiff-legged goat, or nervous goat, or the Tennessee wood-leg goat.
Wood-leg.
That just makes me laugh because I'm like thinking of like a pirate goat with all 4 peg legs. It'd be amazing. So goats of this type were brought to Tennessee in the 1880s. 4 goats, just 4.
Oh.
Because again, hereditary condition.
It's got to start somewhere. Yeah.
It's got to start somewhere. However, this is good news. The myotonic goats tend to be less preferred for sustainable meat production. So probably because they're so cute, genetics already fucked them in one way, and it just makes it harder when the damn things lay there and just waits for death.
Well, I wonder if I don't know. I wonder if it would somehow change the flavor of the meat.
It does not. They said specifically that it has no effect on the meat itself. And so if someone were to offer you cooked fainting goat, you would be fine to nom on it. Although I would be horrified and be sobbing and running out the door.
Sure.
But it does not affect the actual meat, and it can still be used for consumption.
Well, way to just have that answer ready.
Yeah, I did. I looked at that because that was my thought too, was, okay, maybe the fact that they're not getting this right chemical at the right time is going to make them taste, I don't know, terrifying. Can something taste scary? Make you nervous? It
could be like tougher, or, I mean, the makeup of the muscle changes the flavor of the cut. I don't know. It's just
maybe, or the fact that after you eat it, you're freaking paranoid and everything that like jumps out at you, you're like, oh my God. So maybe
literal muscle memory.
Yeah, literal muscle memory. Like, oh, you bitch, I'm gonna get you. But so myotonic goats vary heavily in their characteristics compared to other goat breeds. So not only are they having this chemical problem that makes them fall over, they possess other traits that most goat breeds do not. Distinctly, their head and body formation tends to be different, slightly smaller than the standard breeds of goat.
They have little
So
heads.
they're small. Just generally, they're all smaller.
Oh, okay.
Fainting goats are generally 43 centimeters, 17 inches, to 64 centimeters, 25 inches tall. And they can weigh anywhere from 27 kilograms, 60 pounds, to 79 kilograms, 174 pounds. Males, fillies, or bucks, as they are often referred to, can be as heavy as 90 kilograms, 200-pound chunky boys.
Holy crap. At like 2 feet tall?
Yeah. Like
Oh my
they're
God.
they're like walking footrests. They're squat.
Dense as fuck.
They really are.
They're made of lead.
And they have large prominent eyes in huge sockets that tend to protrude. And these are fairly distinct, and they are sometimes called bug eyes.
That's the first thing I
more
thought.
adorable. Like, look at that bug-eyed fat ass goat. I love it. I love it. Now, some traits about them are that they are quieter than other goat breeds.
Really?
Which an animal that is easily spooked is probably not going to be big on the loud, was my thought.
Oh, good point.
I could be wrong. But I'm thinking, if they get scared by a stiff breeze, somebody screaming next to them is going to cause like the entire herd to fall over.
Right? It would be nonstop domino effect as they get
all
up
the
and,
time,
like, scream in frustration, and everybody falls back over again.
Like, God damn it, Gary, shut up! I've already fallen 10 times. I just want some water. So, bonus for keeping them as a pet, you won't have that god awful screeching sound as often.
Yeah. Okay.
And the myotonic goat can be very teachable or trainable. They have a high quality adaptation to low input farmland and foraging. So less work essentially to the paddock you would be putting them in.
Okay.
And crossbreeding the goats creates hybrids that tend to be more physically strong and in good health.
Okay.
So all good things. Now we're going to get into what exactly it is that causes them to fall. It is going to be a lot of science.
Okay.
I tried to make it less chemistry because myself, I'm like, I don't know what that means. But I'm going to say I'm not a scientist. I'm not a geneticist. I'm not a goat expert, although I do love them.
Not an expert in anything. Let's be real.
No, we're not. So myotonia congenita is caused by an inherited disorder of the chloride channel in the muscles of the skeleton. Congenital myotonia can be inherited as a autosomal dominant trait with incomplete penetrance or as a recessive trait, resulting in varying severity of the condition. So not every fainting goat will faint the same. Like when we first read that first quote, brother and sister goat, Lucy seems to have her shit together, doesn't really get affected. Ricky, on the other hand, can't keep his face looking
off
forward.
The ground.
He's always on the ground. So the affected goats have the CLCN1 gene contains a senescence mutation. Here we go with the science. The amino acid alanine is replaced with proline residue. This small change causes the chloride channel in the muscle fibers to have reduced conductance of chloride ions. Again, more science. This is a mutation in a sequence of 7 amino acids that are included in a group of closely related channels to that of humans and rats. So this can actually affect humans and rats. This causes delay in the relaxation of muscles after the goat has made an involuntary movement. So like, when something falls behind you and you're like, whoa, you usually are able to run quickly after or move out of the way, whereas they just get the and are stuck and usually fall over. So although there is no known treatment for myotonia congenita, in a study testing the effect of hydration on myotonia goats, it was found that depriving the goats of water, myotonic symptoms disappeared within 3 days and returned fully within 3 to 4 days of water being provided.
So if you don't want the opposite,
right? If you don't want your goats to faint, stop feeding them water. you're not going to have goats for very